Imagine a classroom. Bright fluorescent lights. Chalk dust in the air. Rows of kids who all look the same on the outside, but inside, each carries a different universe. Front row, a boy sketching in his notebook margins. His drawings pulse with life, characters that seem ready to leap off the page. But every time the teacher notices, the same refrain: stop daydreaming. Focus on what matters. Back corner, a girl tapping rhythms on her desk. Her fingers dance to patterns only she can hear, translating the world into beats and measures. To her, music is a language more natural than words. To the teacher, it's distraction. Stop fidgeting. Pay attention. Middle row, another boy flies through equations. Numbers are his playground, puzzles he solves with the ease of breathing. The teacher's face lights up, brilliant. This is what intelligence looks like. And in that moment, something breaks. The artist begins believing he's stupid. The drummer starts thinking she's broken. Only the mathematician feels worthy because he happened to fit a narrow definition of smart. But here's what nobody tells them. The mold itself is the problem. Intelligence isn't a single frequency, it's a spectrum. Einstein couldn't tie his shoes as a child. Edison was called addled by his teachers. Maya Angelou was mute for 5 years. The world almost lost these minds because someone decided there was only one way to be brilliant. The boy who draws sees connections others miss. Spatial reasoning. Visual storytelling. The ability to communicate complex emotions through image. These are forms of genius. The girl who drums understands pattern recognition, temporal sequencing, mathematical ratios expressed through rhythm. Her brain processes the world differently, not deficiently. The mathematician? His gift is real. But it's not superior, it's simply more visible in a system designed to recognize only certain wavelengths of light. Think about what we lose when we compress human potential into a single acceptable shape. How many artists stop creating because someone convinced them their gift was worthless? How many innovators shut down because their thinking didn't match the template? The most dangerous lie isn't that some people are smart and others aren't. It's that intelligence comes in only one flavor, and if you don't taste like that, you're defective. You're not broken because you learn differently. You're not less than because your brilliance doesn't fit in a standardized test bubble. The system that measures you is flawed, not you. So if you're the kid in the back, drumming on the desk, keep drumming. If you're sketching in the margins, keep drawing. Your mind isn't wrong. It's just speaking a language the room hasn't learned to hear yet. The mold is a lie. Break it. This is where the truth cuts deep. Einstein said, "Everyone is a genius." But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its entire life believing it is stupid. A fish was never meant to climb trees. Its genius lives in the water, darting through currents, navigating depths where others would drown. Yet how many of us spend our lives being measured by the wrong standard? That artist in the classroom? He wasn't failing. He was swimming in a different ocean. The drummer? She wasn't broken. She was hearing rhythms the rest of the world couldn't perceive. But because their genius didn't look like math scores or memorization, they were labeled deficient. Maybe you've lived this story. Teachers, bosses, family members told you you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not enough. But here's what matters. Your genius doesn't vanish just because someone can't see it. The real question isn't whether you're intelligent. It's whether you're being measured by a test designed for your particular strengths. When you force a fish to climb, you're not measuring intelligence. You're measuring performance in an environment built for squirrels. The fish's failure doesn't prove stupidity. It proves the test is irrelevant. Think about how this plays out. A child who struggles with reading might be called slow, when actually they're processing spatial relationships at levels their peers can't touch. Someone who can't sit through lectures might be labeled unfocused, when they learn best through hands-on experimentation. The education system, workplaces, even social expectations, they're all optimized for certain cognitive styles. Verbal reasoning, sequential logic, sitting still and absorbing information passively. If your brain doesn't work that way, you're not broken. You're just being judged by someone else's ruler. Your genius might be in seeing patterns others miss. Understanding emotional undercurrents. Creating novel solutions. Building things with your hands. These aren't lesser abilities, they're different ones. So hey race, what changes when you understand this? You stop trying to climb trees to prove your worth. You stop exhausting yourself fitting into spaces designed for different shapes. Instead, you look for your water. The environment where your particular way of thinking isn't just tolerated, it's essential. Because when a fish finally reaches the ocean, it doesn't need to prove anything. It just swims. Hey race, the tragedy. Most people don't just doubt themselves, they abandon themselves. They stop drawing, stop drumming, stop dreaming. Instead, they try to climb trees. They force themselves into molds never designed for them. And maybe they succeed. Maybe they get the grades, land the job, collect the praise. But inside, something fractures. Because they're succeeding at being someone else and failing at being themselves. That's the cost of climbing trees when you are meant to swim. You build a life that looks acceptable on the outside, but feels hollow within. The saddest part? Many people never understand why they feel this emptiness. They blame themselves. They believe they're incapable, unworthy, not brilliant enough. But the truth is simpler and more painful. They've been fished their whole lives, judged by their ability to climb. Picture what this actually looks like. The artist who becomes an accountant because art isn't practical. They're competent at spreadsheets, but every day feels like wearing someone else's skin. The person with natural empathy who forces themselves into cold analytical roles because that's what serious professionals do. They succeed, but at the cost of the gift that made them unique. This isn't about rejecting structure or discipline. It's about recognizing when you're optimizing for the wrong variables. When you're measuring success by how well you perform tasks that drain rather than energize you. The real danger isn't failing at climbing trees. It's succeeding at it while your actual strengths atrophy from neglect. You can spend decades becoming excellent at something that was never yours to begin with. You can master a language your soul doesn't speak. And at the end, you'll have a resume that impresses strangers and a life that feels foreign to yourself. Some people wake up at 40 realizing they've been performing someone else's version of success. Others never wake up at all. They just feel a persistent, unexplained dissatisfaction they learn to ignore. The question isn't whether you can climb the tree. With enough effort, most people can force themselves to do things they weren't designed for. The question is, what are you sacrificing to do it? And is that sacrifice building the life you actually want, or just the life you think you're supposed to want? Because hey race, what nobody tells you, the world needs you to be a fish. It already has plenty of squirrels. What it lacks is people brave enough to stop climbing and start swimming. Hey race, the redemption. You are not broken. You are not stupid. You are not less than. Your genius just looks different. Maybe it's in how you connect with people, reading emotions others miss, building trust where others see walls. Maybe it's in your art, your music, your ability to see possibilities where others see problems. Maybe it's the persistence you carry that nobody else understands yet. The challenge isn't climbing their tree. The challenge is finding your water, stopping battles you were never meant to fight, and diving into the environment where your particular strengths actually matter. But hey race, what this requires: honest assessment, not just validation. Because finding your water doesn't mean everything you enjoy is automatically your genius. It means identifying what you're genuinely good at when given the right conditions, not just what feels comfortable or familiar. The artist who struggles with traditional education might genuinely have spatial intelligence and creative problem-solving abilities. But they still need to develop craft, accept criticism, and build work that communicates beyond their own experience. Genius isn't just having a gift, it's developing it. The person with high emotional intelligence still needs to learn boundaries, avoid taking on others' problems as their own, and recognize when empathy becomes enabling. Natural ability is the starting point, not the finish line. So when you look for your water, ask yourself, where do I perform well when the conditions are right? Where do my natural inclinations align with skills the world actually needs? What can I develop into something valuable, not just enjoyable? This isn't about lowering standards or rejecting discipline. It's about directing your effort toward domains where your cognitive style is an advantage rather than a handicap. where the same traits that made you struggle in one context become assets in another. The truth is, once you find that alignment and do the work to develop it, people won't just call you talented. They'll recognize genuine expertise. But the foundation was always there. You just had to stop trying to be a squirrel and start becoming the best version of the fish you actually are.